You've been eating the right snacks. Low fat, organic, all natural. And yet the belly fat won't move. Here's what nobody's telling you. Some of the most trusted snacks in America are feeding visceral fat. Not the fat you can pinch. The fat wrapped around your organs right now. And the science is very clear on this. Stay with us, because number 4 is going to shock you. First, let's talk about what visceral fat actually is. It's not the fat you see in the mirror. It lives deep inside your abdomen. It wraps around your liver, kidneys, and heart. Scientists at Cleveland Clinic call it active fat. That means it doesn't just sit there doing nothing. It releases inflammatory chemicals directly into your bloodstream. Research published in 2024 linked visceral fat to arterial stiffness. That raises your 10-year cardiovascular risk significantly. A 2025 study from ScienceDaily confirmed it accelerates heart aging. Even people at normal weight can carry dangerous levels of it. You can't see it, but your body is feeling it every single day. So how does it grow? The answer starts with insulin. Every time you eat something that spikes blood sugar, insulin rises. Insulin is your body's fat storage hormone. When insulin goes up, fat burning completely shuts off. Your body switches into full storage mode. If insulin stays elevated all day, you never burn stored fat. And visceral fat is the first place your body sends that overflow. Frequent snacking keeps insulin elevated for hours. Most people don't realize this is happening. You think you're eating healthy, but your insulin doesn't care about the label. It only responds to what's actually in the food. Now let's look at the 9 snacks doing the most damage. Snack 1. Flavored yogurt. Yogurt sounds like a perfect healthy snack. It has protein, it has probiotics. But most flavored yogurts are a different story entirely. 1 cup of flavored yogurt can contain up to 20 grams of added sugar. That's more sugar than some candy bars. The protein content is real, but the sugar cancels the benefit. That sugar spike triggers an insulin surge within 30 minutes. Fat burning stops. Storage begins. The brand uses words like light or fruit on the bottom. But those words are marketing, not nutrition. Always check the label for added sugars specifically. Plain Greek yogurt is the version that actually works for your metabolism. Add your own berries and cinnamon to control the sweetness. Snack 2. Granola bars. Granola bars are one of the most misleading foods on the market. They're marketed as fuel for active, health-conscious people, but look at the ingredient list more carefully. Honey, brown rice syrup, cane sugar, molasses, and dates. Each ingredient sounds natural and harmless. Together they form what researchers call a sugar bomb. The glycemic index of a typical granola bar is around 68. That's high enough to cause a rapid blood glucose spike. Insulin surges. Visceral fat storage turns on. Even bars labeled no added sugar aren't safe. They often contain glucose syrup and maltodextrin. Both of those raise blood sugar just as aggressively. If you love granola bars, look for under 5 grams of sugar. Make sure there's real fiber and healthy fat in every bar. Snack 3. Rice cakes. Rice cakes became popular in the low-fat diet era. They're light, crunchy, and feel like a guilt-free choice. The reality is their glycemic index sits around 82. That's extremely high, close to pure glucose. They're mostly refined starch with almost no fiber. They digest so fast your blood sugar spikes within minutes. Then you crash. Then you're hungry again. That cycle drives overeating and fat accumulation. Don't eat rice cakes alone. If you're going to have them, pair with almond butter or avocado. That fat and protein slows digestion and flattens the glucose curve. But honestly, there are much better options for your metabolism. Snack 4. Fruit juice. This one surprises almost everyone. Fruit juice feels like nature in a bottle. But science tells a very different story. Orange juice spikes insulin just as hard as soda. When you juice a fruit, you remove all the fiber. Fiber is what slows sugar absorption in whole fruit. Without it, the sugar hits your bloodstream like a flood. Mayo Clinic specifically flags fruit juice as a concentrated sugar source. Even 100 pure, no sugar added juice does this. One glass can contain 25 to 30 grams of fast-absorbing sugar. That's a direct trigger for visceral fat storage. Eat the whole fruit instead. Every time. The fiber changes everything about how your body responds. Snack 5. Dried fruit. Dried fruit sounds like a smart, portable snack. It's fruit, after all, natural and unprocessed. But drying fruit removes the water and concentrates the sugar dramatically. A small handful of raisins can equal several full pieces of fresh fruit. It's extremely easy to overeat without realizing it. Raisins have a glycemic index of around 64. Dates sit between 42 and 55, depending on the variety. And dried cranberries are often coated in added sugar on top. Trail mix with sweetened dried fruit is one of the worst combinations. The sugar density in one small bag can exceed your daily limit. If you're eating dried fruit, keep it to 2 tablespoons maximum. Always pair it with nuts to slow down absorption. Snack 6. Flavored oatmeal packets. Oatmeal is one of the most praised health foods in America. Plain oats are genuinely good for you, but the instant flavored packets are a completely different product. Maple and brown sugar oatmeal can have 12 to 15 grams of added sugar. The oats are pre-processed to cook in seconds. That processing destroys the fiber structure. Without intact fiber, the carbs absorb almost as fast as white bread. Your insulin response rivals that of a dessert. Research actually shows instant oatmeal can spike insulin higher than expected. The packaging still says heart healthy and whole grain. Don't fall for it. Always choose steel-cut or old-fashioned rolled oats. Cook them yourself and control what goes in. Snack 7. Smoothies and bottled smoothie drinks. Smoothies have a health halo that's hard to shake. You're blending fruits and vegetables. What could go wrong? Quite a lot, it turns out. Commercial bottled smoothies often contain 30 to 40 grams of sugar. Even homemade smoothies can cause problems if you're not careful. Blending removes much of the chewing resistance of whole fruit. It also breaks down fiber in a way that speeds up digestion. Your blood sugar rises faster than if you'd eaten the same fruit whole. Add banana, mango, and pineapple together, and the sugar load is massive. Juice labeled no added sugar still uses fruit concentrates. Those concentrates are metabolized like straight sugar by your liver. If you love smoothies, add protein powder, Greek yogurt, or chia seeds. Fiber and protein in the same drink changes the entire metabolic response. Snack 8. Low-fat crackers and diet. Snack packs. Low-fat products became a billion-dollar industry decades ago, and they've been quietly expanding waistlines ever since. Here's the dirty science behind them. When food manufacturers remove fat, food tastes terrible, so they replace it with sugar and refined starches. Fat doesn't spike insulin. Sugar does. They took out the thing that doesn't cause fat storage and replaced it with the exact thing that does. Pretzels have a glycemic index of around 83. Low-fat crackers aren't far behind. These snacks give you the illusion of discipline, but your insulin is responding like you ate a candy bar. Visceral fat doesn't care that the package said 99% fat-free. It only cares about the insulin spike that just happened. Snack 9. Protein bars. Protein bars are the final boss of misleading health snacks. The protein claim is real. That part is true. But flip the bar over and read the full label. Many popular protein bars contain 20 to 30 grams of sugar. Some use high fructose corn syrup, which hits the liver directly. Others use maltodextrin, a starch that spikes blood sugar faster than table sugar. Research from Mayo Clinic shows even low-sugar bars often hide 8 to 12 grams. Combined with high glycemic starches, the insulin response is significant. The protein doesn't cancel out the sugar impact. These two things happen in your body at the same time. Insulin goes up. Fat storage turns on. Even with the protein present, look for bars with less than 5 grams of sugar. At least 20 grams of protein. And real whole food ingredients. Now you understand the pattern. It's not about eating fat. It's about controlling insulin. Every time insulin spikes, fat burning pauses. Do that 10 times a day, and fat burning never really happens. Research from Healthline confirms pairing carbs with protein or fat flattens the glucose curve. That one change alone can dramatically reduce your insulin load. Snacking frequency matters just as much as snack content. Eating every 2 hours keeps insulin constantly elevated. Your body needs time between meals to enter fat-burning mode. Visceral fat is actually the first type your body burns when things improve. Unlike the fat under your skin, it responds quickly to dietary changes. A study at Cleveland Clinic confirms visceral fat is easier to lose than subcutaneous fat. The biology is actually working in your favor here. You just have to stop giving it reasons to store more. So what should you reach for instead? Hard-boiled eggs give you protein and fat with zero insulin impact. A handful of mixed nuts reduces visceral fat directly, proven in clinical trials. Plain Greek yogurt with berries hits protein, fiber, and probiotics together. Whole fruit with almond butter gives you fiber plus healthy fat. These combinations keep blood sugar steady. They keep insulin low. They keep fat burning on. Avocado is another powerful option. A study in the Journal of Nutrition found it reduced visceral fat in women. Fatty fish, edamame, and legumes round out your best choices. Real food with intact fiber, protein, and healthy fats is always the answer. Your snack choices literally control whether your body stores or burns. Choose based on what your insulin will do, not what the label promises. Visceral fat is silent, but it is not invisible to science. And now you know exactly which snacks are feeding it. Share this video with someone who thinks they're eating healthy. They need to see this. Drop in the comments which snack surprised you the most. We read every single one. If you want to go deeper on metabolic health, click right here. What Science Reveals. We bring you the research, you make the decisions. See you in the next one.